You know the feeling? Every year, prices just seem to creep up. Your savings don't stretch as far. Life just feels harder. But then you look at the wealthy, and it seems like they're not just surviving inflation, they're often thriving in it. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden mechanism that turns inflation into a great wealth transfer. And I promise you, once you see it, you'll never look at your money the same way again.
And let's be honest, that's the reality for most of us, right? The cash we worked so hard for is on this slow, steady decline. It just buys less and less over time. But for the wealthy, it's like they're playing a completely different game. They seem almost insulated from the very forces that put a squeeze on everyone else's wallet. And that is the billion-dollar question, isn't it? What's really going on here? Is this just luck, or is there some kind of hidden system at play? Well, that's what we're here to break down.
Okay, so first things first, we have to reframe how we even think about inflation. It isn't just some boring number you hear on the news. For most people, it's a very real tax that you pay every single day, whether you know it or not.
Yeah, they call it a hidden tax for a reason. You don't get a bill for it in the mail. It's just this silent erosion of the money in your pocket and the money in your bank account.
Now, here's where it gets really crazy. This tax isn't applied equally, not even close. According to the Brookings Institution, the lowest income folks spend about half their income on essentials like food. The highest income households? Only about 20%. So when food prices spike, who do you think feels that pain more? It's a perfect example of a regressive tax. It hits those with the least, the absolute hardest. So how exactly are you paying this tax? Well, for one, the cash in your wallet just buys less gas and fewer groceries, simple as that. Second, that money in your savings account, it's quietly losing its buying power way faster than the tiny bit of interest it's earning. And third, that annual raise you fought for, it's almost always playing catch up to prices that are rising daily, meaning you're actually falling behind. And this brings us to the absolute core of the issue. This is the fundamental reason why the wealthy experience inflation so differently. It all boils down to one simple thing: what they own. See, on one side, you have what most people hold: cash, savings accounts, a salary. These are all priced in dollars. So as the dollar's value falls, so does your wealth. But on the other side, you have what the wealthy hold: assets. Things like businesses, real estate, stocks. These aren't just paper. They are things with real, tangible value in the world. Think about it like this. The value of a building is tied to what it would cost to build a new one, right? So when inflation makes labor and materials more expensive, the cost to replace that building goes up. And so does the value of the one that already exists. It gets pulled up right along with it. So here's the bottom line. Inflation is like a headwind for people holding cash, pushing them back. But it acts as a tailwind for people holding assets, pushing them forward. While your money is kind of evaporating into thin air, their assets are actually soaking up that inflation and growing in value. This isn't luck, it's like physics for finance. All right, so if that asset-cash divide was the main event, this next part is the secret weapon. This is the most misunderstood and powerful trick in the entire playbook. We have to talk about debt. I mean, for most of us, debt is a four-letter word, right? It's a burden, it's something you have to pay off, this weight on your finances. But what if I told you that for some, it's actually a tool, even a weapon? And hey, don't just take my word for it. This is straight from the St. Louis Fed. They're saying it right there. Inflation literally transfers wealth. And who does it transfer it to? The borrowers. Why? Because you get to pay back your loans with money that is worth less than when you first borrowed it. Here's how it works in 3 super simple steps. 1, you borrow a big fixed sum of money. 2, inflation kicks in and does its thing, making all money worth less. And 3, you repay your original loan amount, but you're using these new, cheaper dollars. In real terms, your debt has actually shrunk. And that, right there, that is the playbook. The wealthy get their hands on large, fixed-rate loans, but they don't use this money to buy stuff. They use it to buy assets that produce income, like real estate or businesses. Then they just sit back and let the two forces we just talked about do their magic. Their assets rise with inflation, while the real value of their debt falls. It's an incredibly powerful 1-2 punch. So when you put all these pieces together, the hidden tax on cash, the way assets appreciate, and the clever use of debt, you start to see a much clearer picture. This system isn't broken. It's a system that's working exactly as it was designed. See, our entire modern financial system is built to keep money moving. It wants you out there spending and investing. It actively punishes people who just hoard cash because, well, stagnant money doesn't create economic growth.
And this is what it all boils down to. At its heart, inflation is a mechanism that systematically transfers wealth. It flows from the savers to the asset owners, from employees who are dependent on slow-moving wages to investors. And maybe most importantly, it flows from the unaware to the informed. And once you truly see this dynamic, you can't unsee it. It changes how you look at headlines, at interest rates, at everything. It's a fundamental rule of the economic game that we are all playing, whether we realize it or not. So that leaves us with one massive, crucial question, doesn't it? If saving cash is a losing game, then where on earth should your money go just to survive, let alone get ahead? Well, that is exactly what we are going to dive into in our next explainer.